Hey everybody, and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be about how I productively and efficiently prep all the meals for the week as well as prepare our grocery shopping. Knowing what we're going to eat makes things so much easier for us during the week. Since implementing this system, we have not only been able to increase the variety of different foods in our diet as well as make healthier choices, we were also able to save time, save money, and most importantly, limit food waste. I know a lot of people are struggling to make healthy choices, especially during the week where they tend to be a bit more stressed. It normally goes along something like this. You come home from work super tired and hungry. You look into the fridge and because you didn't really plan ahead, there's nothing to be eaten. And then basically this entire process starts while you're already tired, figuring out what you're going to cook, figuring out what kind of ingredients you need, or find a recipe if you don't have one at hand, going to the store to pick up that food and then preparing it. And that can take a long time. So of course, the easier option seems a lot more appealing in these situations. For example, people then tend to pick up the phone and order in, or they drive through a fast food joint. Because understandably, in this situation, the healthier choice seems a lot more daunting and the easier choice seems just so much easier. And especially after a long day, most people don't want to deal with all of that. But this is exactly the situation you want to avoid. You want to plan ahead, so if you end up in the situation where you're hungry, you know that you've already thought ahead and you prepared something in advance. So you just open up the fridge, your food is already prepared, you take it out, you heat it up, and you can immediately eat. If you compare and contrast the situation where you have already something healthy prepared in your fridge and you only need to heat it up, to the act of actually having to order food and having to wait for the food to arrive, suddenly the seemingly easy choice doesn't seem as appealing anymore. Actually, there was a study done in France where they found out that meal planning is associated with better dietary choices as well as less risk for obesity in adults. And I can see why. So how to get started with meal planning and how can you utilize that process to make better choices while going grocery shopping? My secret ingredient is a powerful app called Anylist. This powerful app is available for Android and Apple. They offer a free version, but I would highly recommend the premium version that I have. So me and my boyfriend, we have a family version, which means we both get to share lists and get to share a meal plan. So I can add stuff to it and he immediately sees it. And what is also cool is you can share across platforms. So my boyfriend uses Android, I use Apple, and we're still able to exchange information. The pricing I think is quite reasonable. It's around $15 or 12 euros per year for the family plan, which kind of breaks down to around €1 per month. And honestly, for me, for a great app, that's well worth it. The single version, so if you're just an individual that wants to meal prep and you don't need to share any lists, so you don't want to have other people using the same app that is connected to your app, then it's just $10 a year or around €8 for a year. And I think that's also very reasonable. Honestly, if you're the only person meal planning or grocery shopping in your family, then maybe you don't need the family version. They also have widgets available, which is this new functionality with iPhones, where you can choose between different widgets that you can display on your home screen. One of them is a small widget that shows you the meal plan for today. You can also have the meal plan for the next couple of weeks, and you can also have grocery list displayed there. Just a quick disclaimer, this is not an advertisement for the app Anylist. I'm not getting compensated. I'm not affiliated with the company in any way, shape or form. I just really enjoy the product and it really helped me out planning my meals, and I think it's a great productivity tool. So I'm going to walk you through my setup to let you know how I exactly plan my meals and the groceries that go along with those meals for a week. First, what you need to do is, before you even start with that, you need to set up the app. So basically, you have to set up your recipe. I think the best way to upload your own recipes is to do it via the desktop app if you have a Mac, because then you can just copy paste into the fields and you don't need to type all that manually. You can also do that by the app, but I find it easier on a keyboard. You can have different collections depending on different dishes, so you can sort breakfasts, lunch, dinners, or you can sort types of food. That's really up to you. That's just really for you to find the dishes better. So once you have a few recipes in place, you can start slow with a few recipes and then kind of grow as you go along. That's what I've been doing. You have to decide how many meals for the week do you want to prep. Take your agenda, take your calendar, take a look at all the meals that you have scheduled. Do you have any special occasions? Do you have any special plans that are maybe interfering with your meal planning? Do you have days where you know you're going to be busy and it's very unlikely that you have a lot of time to meal prep? Then it's best to prep the leftovers from the day before or make more of the one dish to eat as leftovers the next day. What we basically do is we eat the same dish twice, so on the next day as well. So we prepare always 4 portions per meal that we're cooking, and it basically saves us having to prepare the meal the next day. That's especially great if you know that it's going to be a day where you don't really have much time to cook. You can also plan your meals in according to special ingredients you have at home. For example, if you know this week you're going to want to eat a specific vegetable because that's right now in season, that's always something handy to kind of take into consideration. And then basically you start filling in the calendar, you can fill the meals in. So once all the calendar days for the next week are filled with different meals, you can decide how many meals you actually want to plan. It's time to add the groceries, and that's quite quick because for each dish, you just click on a dish, you can adjust the scale factors, you can decide how many servings you want to cook, and then basically you can just, with one click, immediately add the ingredients that you need to purchase because you don't have them at home. This automatically gets transferred to a shopping list, and that shopping list you can share with all your family members that have an account. I could always make adjustments to that if, for example, something is wrong, or you can also add extra things just by adding ingredient to the list. And a good thing is also if someone goes to the store, for example, and they pick out the food and they immediately cross it off, it's synced along all devices, so you can immediately see who got what. What you could also do, which is a bit more advanced, is you can even filter specific products to specific stores. For example, if you know you always get a certain type of product at a specific store, that you can already label that product with the store, and then you can even filter lists with the store. So you can just, for example, say at store A, I'm going to get these products, and store B, these products. An extra cool thing, if you want to stay on a budget, it's also possible to add store prices to each product once you're in the store. And basically that helps you keep an overview of how much you're going to spend, because it tells you what the amount is that you crossed off and what the amount on your shopping cart is, so you don't end up with too little money at the cash registry. That's very helpful if you really want to stay in your budget. And what's really cool is that they have different functionalities. So I told you they have a browser extension where you can immediately import recipes from a lot of different websites in a lot of different languages. I've tried it with the different languages already and it works. And then you can get the recipe without really much extra effort into your app. You can also do that via your phone, via the app, or you could do it, like I said, with the browser extension. And you can also use your desktop version for the Mac to quickly copy and paste those recipes. There's some recipe sites that somehow don't support this, and it's not possible to really import this automatically. In those cases, I tend to use the desktop app for the Mac, and I'll just quickly copy paste the ingredients and the steps, and that's a really quickly done thing, and I still have the recipe in there as well. So once you have all the recipes in there, you have all the ingredients. What is also amazing is you can switch to the prepare mode, which basically shows you the entire steps. So first all the ingredients, and then they also show you the steps, and you can switch around different recipes. For example, if you're meal prepping and you're preparing different meals at the same time. So once the week is over, you evaluate your week. What did I really like? Which recipes were amazing? Which recipes I didn't really like? You can rate your recipes in the app just for yourself to know, okay, these are the kind of recipes that we really like. And then you can basically restart the process over again and plan anew and constantly improve. And then over time, you will have a huge library of different recipes that your family likes. And it's just so easy to keep everything in one place, because I used to be the kind of person to have a lot of different cookbooks, and then I used to bookmark pages on the internet and use different apps, and I find it so confusing. I'm really trying to build a centralized collection for all my recipes. I really hope you liked this video and you got some good tips. If you have any suggestions of how you meal plan or stuff that I forgot, or further remarks, please leave them as always down below. I always love your comments. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and also of course subscribe for more interesting videos in the future. Thank you so much for your support. Have a great day and see you next time. Bye.